isn't it in the summertime? It's the summer blend where prices actually begin to relax a little bit.
No, they go up. It's a special blend. In the winter, you get the break.
Here's Ed Welch from AAA to fill us all in. Why are the prices going up right now?
Well, Bill, believe it or not, we're still paying less than we were at this time last year.
Okay.
But only by 2 cents.
So we're not, it's not like you think, wow, the prices are going sky high. They are not. But we're also not a lot lower.
But they've gone up 18 cents in the past month, so we're all feeling it. We're all seeing it.
Yeah. So what is the reason for the 18-cent increase?
Well, we're seeing a couple of things, and I tend to look at three different things when I look at this on a daily basis. The Energy Information Administration puts out a weekly production for each part of the country. I also look at, and this is one people can go look at. This is an interesting one. There's a company called Baker Hughes, like Howard Hughes spelled, and they track how many oil rigs are producing within the continental United States. And right now, there's 833 producing, which is 33 more than this time last year. So in other words, we're bringing up production in our country. OPEC back, and we talked about this around Christmas time, OPEC made that deal where they're going to cut production back. And they're basically cut about 240,000 barrels a day of production, which, of course, adds up over time. If it wasn't for U.S. production, we would probably be paying close to $2.75 to $2.85 a gallon right now, at least.
Wow!
I'm paying $2.69. What's the difference?
OPEC's plan is working for them. But what's really interesting, Bill, the last highest per barrel price was on Friday. It's actually dropped the last couple of days. But if we talk about local, what's going on here in the market, here in the Northeast, there's a couple of things I'll mention. First of all, the inventory that's available in the Northeast is about 4 million barrels less than it was at this time last year. So, when you talk about the glut of winter gas and flooding the market so you can drop the price before you start producing the summer gas, I don't think that's going to happen because there isn't a glut of oil right now or got a glut of gasoline on the market. So they've tightened stocks enough over the wintertime to not have to drop the price significantly over the next couple of weeks. The other thing that happens is planned and unplanned refinery maintenance during the winter season.
Okay.
They take refineries right offline to retool them, so to speak, for maintenance and to get them ready for the summer program. So if you look at the maintenance of the refineries, the lack of oil glut hanging around in the warehouse, so to speak, that's what's pretty much put the prices where they are. But I think as the stock levels begin to rise with new summer gas and refinery utilization goes back up, I think you'll see prices stabilize, and then we'll see what happens after that.
All right, you have any idea where you think the prices will be this summer?
I think they're going to look a lot like last year.
Yeah.
And we're not seeing the U.S. production has really been able to put a dent in OPEC's plans to lower production enough to hurt things. And of course, there's also those fears of the economy in China not doing so well, the slowdown, so to speak, as they say, which will take demand off. So I'm not seeing signs that we're going to see crazy gas prices this year, although, again, geopolitically, anything's possible. But I think if the economy cools off planetarily, from the planetary standpoint, we're not cutting our production. Later this year, there's 3 more pipelines coming online. You may recall all the pipeline discussion over the past few years and court cases and all the other stuff. Well, of course, the current administration put the green light to all those pipelines, and they'll be finished and sitting pretty much in the Gulf at the end of the year. And all that U.S. production that we move around will be able to move around a lot easier.
Right. I want to ask you, if I could, on another topic, based on your experience at AAA, if you are the parent or grandparent of a young driver, I know there are a lot of apps out there where you can follow the safety. Is your kid speeding? Are there too many kids in the car? Are they fooling around? What do you guys have an app of choice that the AAA endorses?
Any of the major phone manufacturers have this app. So you can go to AT&T, you can go to Verizon, you can go to Sprint, whoever you do business with. Yeah. And I'm not so sure about Cricket or some of the smaller companies, But you've got the nanny apps available, and I would recommend highly to any parent you go on the website of your supplier and check to see what they have. They all work. Of course, that means your kid's phone has to come from you.
Right.
If your kid's got an independent phone from if your kid's got the money to have their own phone, it's not going to do you any good.
Mm-hmm.
So the nanny features work best if you hand the phone to your child, and of course you sign up for the service. And of course, what happens is if they try to turn it off, it rats them out.
Right. Yep. And then finally, this is completely off topic. I know you have ties to New York City. And do you have any? Have you heard anything on this mob shooting? Do you have any information? Have you talked to anybody down there, family members down in New York?
No, I haven't. I have not talked to any of my family members about what went on, and it looked like a dumb person did a dumb thing.
It does look that way, right? Like the mental illness.
It does.
Yeah.
Not that I know much about this, but obviously the old days of the glamorization of the mob down there seem to evaporate. These guys have a low profile now, it looks like, and but they're still in business, quite obviously.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. All right, anything else you want to add? There we go. AAA, of course, Auto Talk is Saturday mornings on WIBX. And as always, we appreciate your insight.
Hey, thanks, Bill. Appreciate being on this morning, and everybody buckle up and drive safely.
All right, there you go.
Just two quick thoughts. One of them is, it is a dumb thing to go and kill a mob boss. But I bet you the next time he wants to date a girl, no one comes up and says, nah, you can't date her.
The fact that he's going to be in prison for the next 30 years, he's probably not going to be getting much opportunity to...
the women will go nuts over
Yeah, they
him.
will. You're right. I mean...
He'll probably have more girlfriends in the can than he did when he was out.
There's a whole website about women who fall in love with guys in prison. How about he was going after Nancy Pelosi? He reached out to authorities, and he was asking for their advice on the best way to make a citizen's arrest of Nancy Pelosi.
This guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Get out of here.
I think we're dealing with a little bit of a cuckoo clock going on here.
Okay.
Yeah. And his statement to police was, I did this because I feared for my life. Okay. Well, you left your fingerprints. You left your license plate. You walked up to the house and knocked on the door, which your face is now on the camera. You completely put yourself in a situation where you're going to be caught. How do you think you're any safer now than you were prior to killing a mob boss? You're not safe. Maybe they've got you in protective custody, which they do right now. But there's going to come a point where you're not going to be in protective custody. I don't feel you're safer today than you were prior to killing a mob boss.
You already lightened somebody's pocket.
Thank you for that, Andrew.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Happens all the time.
It does, yeah. Well, there you have it.